I just love Dr. C. His classes, I learned so much.
And he's really taught me so much about history and also how to be a good person.
He's really, really smart. He knows a lot. He's passionate about teaching. He's passionate about what he does.
I feel like the lessons he's given me, they've made me a much more cultured person, so I can talk to more types of people about their countries, their culture.
He's like walking encyclopedia. He knows everything. It was really cool to take AP Gov with him last year and learn a lot about different countries' governments, and I was already impressed with how much he knew about the US government, so pretty impressive to know how much he knew about 6 different other governments.
He really informs his students about what's going on in the world around them.
He's very driven. He loves to teach, and he just likes to be there for someone, and I like that about him.
Wow, he's the funniest teacher I've ever had in my entire life. He made art history interesting for me. Every day I would show up and I'd be happy to go to that class,
He cares.
It's something to strive for. You could always learn more.
I don't know how to explain it, but you walk into his class and he's just smiling and bubbly and it's just awesome,
I picked Rabbi Frank because at my preschool he would tell us like stories that I didn't really understand then, but now thinking back to it, I really understand it and it relates to my life.
When I heard last year that they were switching the senior SEM teacher from Mr. Torn to somebody I'd never heard of before, I was a little bit skeptical, but wow, since the first day of class he's just been so welcoming and polite and funny.
We're learning about the different topics of Judaism and God. The different things that he's teaching us actually apply, every little thing applies.
You don't just sign up for a Dr. Eisen class and think oh, it's an easy A, because it's not.
I feel when I'm in her class, there's some type of energy that she gives. You can see the passion that she has, so you start having a passion for the class that you're taking with her.
It's one class that really teaches you how to be responsible and how to study and how to prepare for in-class assignments and discussions, because if you didn't do that, then there was no way that you would be able to participate or do well in the class.
I took AP Psychology with her, and it's because of that class that I'm going into the major I'm going into.
She's just a really, really awesome teacher. She never makes you feel bad for not understanding something.
She makes sure that we're okay with the material and okay with everything else.
I'm choosing to pursue science as one of my majors because I want to go into chemical engineering, and I think she's a big part of why I'm going into that major.
I've just been with her since freshman year, and she's just taught me many things that no other teacher has taught me.
She just tells me to believe in myself.
She made me care more about school, and I would have probably failed most of my classes.
I could just talk to her about anything, and she's there. She's a second mom on campus.
She's been my second mom, She is the reason why I'm still here, I would say, yeah.
The second Miss Lee came in there, the only thing she was focused on was learning our names and telling us about her background and stuff like that. So it just allowed us to connect with her emotionally rather than just oh, this is my teacher, I know who she is.
Miss Lee, she's literally always there for us. I go into her office and I'm can I talk to you for a second? She's never said no.
She knows what she's talking about. She's passionate in what she's talking about.
She is kind of the first math teacher I've ever had who actually pushes me to do more than I think I'm capable of.
She tells me that it's not the end of the world and that it's okay if you get something wrong because you're not always going to get something right.
A big question in the humanities department is how are we to live? And Ms. Hansen really taught me what it means to live in the world as a humanities student.
I used to be one of those kids that would go home and watch Netflix for hours on end. And I got into reading because of her.
She taught me that you have to look further than the words on the page. You actually have to look in between the lines.
Super excited to come to class. Like, there's never a day where like you see her mad or sad. Like, she's always like ready to teach.
It was eye-opening, the way we discussed literature, the way we looked at things in a new way. Really opened my mind and made me think about things in a way that I had never before.
And now I read about 100 books a year because of her, and I like don't watch Netflix anymore. So it changed my life.
Coach Sharp, she has so much work to do every day, and still like she responds to like any student who comes in.
She's super like committed, and she's super like proud of us, and it's like even like when we have like a hard game, she's always like, it's okay, like there's another one, like we can still like get it.
She's like very tough on us, but like I love that. I really think that's like that shows her commitment to the team.
I'm planning on being a teacher, and I think for me that she's been a really good example of someone who like I would look up to as an educator, because it's the people that can really like go past their job description and then make an impact in people that are the people that they're good at what they do.
So I feel like Mr. Quigley is such a good inspiration for like all of us.
He tells us the sky's the limit, and that's what he means.
He's someone who does like a lot of behind the scenes work that we may not like know about all of it, but he does so much for our school.
So we dream big, and a lot of the times the things that we do they push boundaries and they're not traditional, but he lets us run with them anyways because he just trusts that we're doing what's best for our school.
He's genuinely, I've never seen him upset at school ever. Super happy, always walking around, saying hi to everyone, creating a good atmosphere for everyone to be on campus.
Even though we can't say it enough, it means a lot for all of the students to have our principal there with us at past school, showing that he cares not only about our academics, but also what we do with our lives.
I love Hebrew, I love Israel, and More SEA has given me a platform to be able to love Hebrew and to love Israel.
I usually don't like watching the news. One of us has to bring a little piece of world news, of news that's going around the school. She makes me more passionate about it, and actually I wanted to know a little more about what's going on in Israel and around the world.
She loves Hebrew, and she loves to spread that love of Hebrew. It makes me and it makes other students feel like they actually have a chance to use the language and not just to be learning it for the grade.
She made me more curious.